We are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are live. Okay, welcome. I am Creatively Lisa, high vibing in Long Beach, California. I just got back home and I am so excited to be here with you. I've got some amazing news, something I've been working on for a while, and it's almost completely finished. And I'm excited to share a little bit about it with you and why. And why it is so important to me. I'm just so excited. So, I just updated today. I finished all the preliminaries of my most loved resource, my baby, for the high vibe dog community, and to help dog mamas live more holistically and know what is the most important things to be aware of and to be conscious of now. These things are so important. It's my tips, my 12 tips to a happy, healthy, high vibe dog. Now, what's really cool about this is, yes, it is specifically designed for the pups, yet a lot of the booklet can also be utilized by the dog mama. Matter of fact, it is invited to be able to do just that. That's how important this is. This is how much you can be able to support yourself and your pup in the process. Support both. I live at the beach. All kinds of noises going on out there. So that is actually what we're going over. This guide that I wish I had, honestly, when I first started on my journey with my boy, Joey. I had no idea what I was doing, and I just used my own instinct and did the best that I could. But this booklet takes all the overwhelm out of it, and it allows you to create a healthier, longer, more joyful life with your pup. And I want to share, before I get started on this, a story that literally just happened on my walk with the dogs I'm watching today. There's a lady that's nearby, and she had a rescued beautiful bulldog, a female bulldog. Uh, Poor baby wasn't cared for so well, so she did the best that she could do with it, but she didn't know a lot of different things. Didn't know about toxins, didn't know about all these different things that make a difference in our dogs' lives. And I felt so bad, and so I just wanted to wrap her in a hug because she's in such pain because her girl died on Sunday. Yes. And I don't know, she was having lots of health problems. I could only imagine from being in a breeding situation, because as you know, these are not very enriching, we'll leave it at that, for the animals at all. And I'm sure that had a lot to do with it. And I know when everything that she was saying, I felt guilt. When I lost my boy, I felt guilt. And we don't see it a year down the road, 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road. We see it right now and go, oh, it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. It is worth it, because it will give you those extra days, weeks, months, even years possibly, just by shifting some of the things that you do today to a much more holistic way of doing it, and being conscious of what's going on around you, to save yourself a lot of heartache and a lot of money in the future. That's what this 12 tips does. I adjusted it, I updated it, and I realized that there was a lot of different things that were not in it, and now they are. And so I'm really excited. So um, I want to go over a little bit about more about why I updated it as well. I've been mentioning to you. But when I first created it, it was already packed full of value. It was all the things that I noticed that were most important to pups. And at the same time, there was just things that weren't as in depth that I think could have been, and a lot more details that will help you be able to understand why it's so important. And so I put in this guide specifically the why. Not only what needs to be done and adjusted, because I've realized that there was a few things that were missing that absolutely are so imperative to a healthy high vibe life with your pup. And now these tips take it a step further and tell you why it's important. So when you just don't feel like it, or when you feel overwhelmed and just don't want to do it, or clean out your cabinets, or look at the labels, this will tell you why it's important. Because I can guarantee you, 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, the last thing you want to be doing is sitting at the vet making a decision on whether to have surgery on your dog because they've got cancer, or whether the vet is trying to tell you that they just need to be put down because they're in so much pain. I went through that. And if I can take that pain away and extend their life and make their life more healthy today by just shifting out some of the practices that the average person does without even realizing, with their food, with their cleaning products, all of these things, you will see a difference in how your dog is, how your dog vibrates, how your dog lives, and how your dog thrives. And that's why I updated this booklet. It is packed full of experiences that I've understood and that I've figured out over the years. And with both Joey, my baby girl Chloe, I don't talk about her much. She died as a puppy. She had a heart attack. She had a heart condition. And my holistic practices actually gave her ooh, an extra 6 to 7 months of life that she would have never had I not known. But I changed her diet and I didn't vax her. It was a little more problematic because I just couldn't take her out as regularly. I had to watch what we did, but I couldn't take that chance, so I didn't. And by not putting that stuff in her body was able to at least get a little better. And the vets couldn't believe that she lived as long as she did. And that's because of the food she ate and how I started learning to care for her more holistically. So that was my girl, Chloe. And then, of course, you all know about my baby girl, Thule, and all the wonderful things that she taught me and I learned in the process. So I've added lots of new insights into the book. I upgraded the format of the book, and I brought in more practical and doable steps so that you can start making shifts today without feeling like you need to overhaul everything all at once. It's much, much easier, and I've got a step-by-step way in there as well. And I've got it broken down into the foundation of 4, which if you just start out with these 4 shifts, these 4 foundations, which is food and nutrition, non-toxic cleaning, and ditching those plug-ins and all those air fresheners, their teeth, and their nails. And I go into specifics in the booklet. If you just start here, you will start seeing a difference, not just in your dog's health, but in their energy, in their mood, and in their longevity. And then you go right down through the list with the rest of them as well. It is a dog mama's handbook for healthy living. So also I want to give you a few tips on, basically we go over tips on treats, and these aren't just rewards. They're an opportunity to actually nourish the dog and give you secrets and tips on how to shift those out a little bit so that you're actually giving your dog healthy, thriving food. And they think they're a treat and they love it. And tips on the environment. Your vibe sets the tone for your dog's nervous system. Yes. And tips on you time. When you refill your own cup first, your dog benefits too. And I go over that as well in the book because check this out, they mirror our energy. So, this book I'm so excited about. I literally just finished it today. Now I'm putting all the final touches on it, and I'm so excited to be able to offer it to you this week. Now, I also want to mention one more thing. With this ebook, I am going to do a 12-week deep dive into the 12 tips. One tip a week, deep dive into everything regarding each tip with checklists and PDFs and stuff to follow along with, ingredient lists, you name it. It's all going to be available for you inside the High Vibe Dog Facebook group. Everything is going to be in there. And so join the High Vibe Dog group. If this is something that resonates with you and you're like, heck yeah, then comment group below and I will get you a link so that you can join if you're not already in the group, because I'm posting this in there as well. And so that's going to be in there, and it's going to start in September. And it's going to be such a powerful time frame. So we're going to break down each individual tip into workable steps that you can do and you can use with your dog to live more holistically. And it takes all the guesswork out, that's the idea. We want to make it simple. We want to make it easy for you to be able to thrive with your pup holistically. So that's coming down the pike as well. So if you're not in the group and you're watching this outside the group, whether it's on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, comment group and I'll get you a link and you can join the group. Or if you're in the group, stay tuned because this is going to be fun. We're going to be going deep on each of the 12 tips. So get the guide, comment guide in the comments, and as soon as I finish it, I will make sure you get the first hot copy. Sound good? So with that said, I want to say thank you so much for being here, for watching, and I'd love to hear what you're most interested in learning about and what you want to know more about, whether it's one of the 12 tips, if you know already, if you've got the original copy. And if you don't, let me know and I can send that to you right away as well. So you can get started now. But let me know what you want to learn most about so that I can direct this content to fit your needs, because that's what it's all about. If you got a friend, then share this with them and invite them in to the group as well, because we want to make it the most amazing High Vibe Dog ripple ever. And we want to make it even bigger and bigger. So with that said, have a beautiful rest of your day. And I'm so excited to see you here. And I will see you on the next live. Mwah! Ciao for now. Bye.